Hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name's Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi guys, how's it going?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
How's your past 2 weeks been?
Today was so hot.
Oh my god.
It's September.
Like, literally, had a conversation with Adam about this.
Halloween is a month away.
Like, last week, I was in a jumper and jeans and a jacket, and I ended up buying a beanie because I was so cold. And this week, I'm like, I am in a dress and I am sweating profusely. Like, no.
I left my house this morning to go to the gym, and I wore a big jumper because it was foggy, like you couldn't see the end of the street, foggy. It was like it was like drizzling, it was freezing. I was like, excellent. By the time I came out of the gym, it was like 30 degrees. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, no. You can't just give us like a little whisper of autumnal weather and be like, hello, no, you're gonna be in dresses again. Like,
there's crunchy leaves on the ground. Like, come on, you can't expect me to stand there in a dress with crunchy leaves on the ground.
No,
they don't go together.
No, they don't, which makes me very sad.
Other than that, everything's been fine.
Yeah,
went to IKEA for
that is fun.
One of the umpteenth times since moving into this house.
That's fair.
To get this room done. So we bought 2 Billy bookcases.
Nice. My
dad came and removed a radiator so that we could put bookcases in. Excellent. Because who needs to be warm when you've got things to put on shelves? We do have a portable heater that can come in here when it gets cold. But
it's a spare room. It's fine.
Yeah, and like, that heater was so small, I don't actually think it did that much anyway.
Yeah, fine.
But for anyone who possibly buys this house in the future, the radiator's just in the shed, so don't worry about it.
Excellent. Good to know.
We haven't thrown it away. You literally just need to lift up the floorboards and connect it all back together. That's
Love it. I have to say, I did also highly enjoy, Kate sent a very detailed and within an inch of its life planned out IKEA shopping list, and it was wonderful.
And it all went off without a hitch. My mum thought that the collecting of bits was going to be the most stressful part. But because I had everything planned, I knew where every item was, aisle and location number of everything we needed. It took 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Zoom, zoom, zap. So we have one of the bookcases up. No, the shelves aren't in it yet though, because we have to figure out where we want the shelves.
Fair.
And then the stuff that's on the floor needs to go into the shelves so that we can then make the bed.
Okay.
And put the bed where the stuff is on the floor.
Okay.
Hence why we had to build the bookcase first.
That makes sense.
So yeah, the plan was to get this done during Ed's week off, but he ended up having such a busy week that we just about managed to get to IKEA. So
I mean, the intention was there.
Yeah, we have everything now, so that's the main thing.
Excellent.
And then so it's basically just moving on from there, which he has another week off coming up soon, so we should get it done before Christmas is what I'm aiming for.
That is good and realistic.
It's for this room to be near enough exactly where we want it to be for the time being by Christmas.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
But other than that, nothing overly exciting otherwise. Florida's probably hit its peak for the Delta variant, so it can only go down. So I mean, that's good.
I mean, again, I can't remember if we actually said it on the podcast last week, but I mean, by the time you go, everyone should have some form of immunity, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone will be half dead anyway, so the parks will be dead.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this month they'll come out with something to say that I'm going to be allowed to go.
Have you seen, and I had it on my list of like things to talk about, have you seen all the drama on Twitter about this couple from the UK?
No, please.
Right.
Enlighten me.
So
I always miss if it sometimes Twitter stuff and TikTok stuff happen at the same time, and sometimes they don't. Okay. So I don't know.
See, I had seen sly comments being made back and forth, didn't have any context to it. Sandy gave me some context, and then the dads have given me more than enough context.
Isn't it terrible when shit like this happens and no one gives you context?
Honestly, I had
when
to be
everyone's in the comments like,
I had
someone
to be
tell
like,
me.
Sandy, you need to give me the tea. She sent me a 5-minute voice note. It was wonderful. So, this couple that I had never heard of from the UK, went on a holiday to Croatia for 2 weeks. They're both fully vaccinated, as far as I am aware. Again, don't know these people. And then, because they were in Croatia for 2 weeks, if you are in Croatia or if you're flying from Croatia, you are legally allowed to go to the States, right? Okay. So they vlogged and documented their whole trip in Croatia. They then posted this like trip announcement video being like, hey, we're going to Florida for 5 weeks. 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
5 weeks. 2 of the weeks. Again, I haven't seen this video. I don't know these people. This is just what I've heard through the grapevine.
Oh, 2 of those weeks. I'm going to have to watch it, haven't I?
Well, more on that in a minute.
Oh, is it not up anymore now?
2 of the weeks that they were going, they were working with different like villa companies. So they were going for like worky. #spawn. And then I believe they're DVC members, so the other 3 weeks they were hopping around DVC resorts. The internet lost their goddamn minds.
Because they cheated the system.
Yes, because everyone is like going crazy because they're like breaking the law. Why should they be allowed to go when other people can't go and all this kind of stuff? And I'm just like, everyone needs to calm down.
Does this mean that I could fly to Croatia to fly to
You could fly
America?
To Croatia. Ed could work from Croatia for 2 weeks and then you could go to America.
Do we have to be there for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you have to not be in I think you have to be in a green list country for at least 2 weeks before you can fly to the States.
Interesting.
But yeah, the internet lost their goddamn minds about it. To the point that I believe they have put all of their social media on private.
Oh, no, that's not the way to deal with it.
Well, seemingly when people started being like, hey, why are you abusing this loophole? Like, you shouldn't be doing this. Morally, this is wrong, blah, 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 blah. They started deleting comments, which is never a good mood.
What a tracker move.
Ain't that the truth? But yeah, I believe their YouTube channel is disappeared at the minute. And their social media is all on private. I believe I don't know if they own the company or if they just work with the company, but it's a company you have a t-shirt from, I believe, Sandy said. I'll divulge it. Again, I don't know these people, so I don't want to be bashing anybody, but I'm just kind of like, people on the internet were hurling like death threats and abuse at these people. And I'm like, if these people are stupid enough to think that everyone was going to be real happy for them when everyone is bitter as fuck that they can't go to Florida, that was just stupid and naive on their behalf. Also, if they want to go to COVID-riddled Orlando right now, more fool them. Go for it.
Yeah, because I also feel like there's a part of me that's like, I'm kind of, it's terrible to say, I'm kind of happy that Florida's reaching its Delta variant peak now. Because it means it'll be okay by January. And unless there's another variant, it's safe in that regards. Because they'll have had herd immunity.
Yeah.
But like, it's mad how many YouTubers at the moment think that like, them not doing the things they're supposed to be doing is going to get them praise. Like, I was listening to the Dad's podcast. Which one was it? I think it was their Genie one, and Nick didn't name the YouTuber, but I'll name him, I don't care. Michael K was going on the Disney cruise and outed himself as not being vaccinated in his own video.
Moron.
And then, because he had to take a PCR, he had to take the lateral flow test before going on the cruise, and at the time it was, you have to be vaccinated or you have to take these tests. And by showing people in his video that he had to take the tests, it proved that he wasn't vaccinated. But he's been walking around Disney World for however many months now without a mask,
Yeah.
claiming that he's vaccinated, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like it's
I just
baffling.
can't believe how many YouTubers are like, "It's okay. I don't have to do the things. I'm special."
I don't know. Again, like, technically they haven't broken any laws. Like, if they have
No.
7 weeks to be outside of the UK and they can go on this trip, sure, go for it.
But I think the point is, don't
expect people to be over the moon and happy for you. Like, that's just naive.
But then don't react. If you believed what you were doing was completely. If you like morally believed that what you were doing, not legally, you like morally, ethically believed that what you were doing was absolutely fine, you wouldn't be deleting comments, you wouldn't have hidden all your profiles, and you wouldn't switch off your YouTube account.
Exactly.
You'd be like, no, I believe what I did was correct in my heart of hearts, and so I don't give a fuck about what you guys are saying.
Exactly.
They obviously didn't. They're obviously like, oh fuck, we got caught.
Yeah. I feel like people also just need, I feel like, especially, like, I feel like Walt Disney World in general, people have been like antsy about not being able to go. I feel like the 50th is going to amp it up a little bit more because that's like a thing that people wanted to go to. Whereas I feel like in the last weekend, I've seen a lot of people being real angry on Twitter about not being able to go to the opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights because that's like a thing that was happening at a specific time and stuff. And I get that people are frustrated, and I get that people are annoyed that this is the second year that they can't do their trip to Florida that they would normally do. But also, like, bigger picture, there's more going on in the world than you not getting to go on your lavish holiday every year. I get it. And I'm aware I can say this as a person that does not do that. So I'm not, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything because I wouldn't have been going anyways. But I just feel like everyone just needs to calm. Just a smidge.
Yeah. And then there also is like the other side of it, not to say what they did was morally correct, but then there is the other side of it, which is like, well, they are both fully vaccinated. They did go to a green country, and I don't know, they're going to a COVID riddled state, but if they're going fully vaccinated and wearing their mask, like, what more can you do? Like,
exactly.
Anyway,
but yeah, that was the Diz drama that I was curious if you'd heard
I do
of.
love it, but I do love Disney
Same.
drama now. I have to say, when shit comes, like that thing about Michael Caine, that went on for like a good 2 weeks, and he was so oblivious to it. It was fantastic.
I feel
also all of the COVID information he gives is always wrong as well. Like him and his brother did like the PCR test. And, you know, when you get the COVID test up your nose, I actually haven't had one, but when you get it, they shove it up to your brain.
Yes.
Right? But the Disney ones that they made you do, you did them yourself. And they were basically like tickling the bottom of their nose. And they were like, ooh, ow, ah. Like, they just didn't do it right. So, like, even if they had COVID, you wouldn't know because they didn't do it right.
I can't. Just before I bring up a different thing, if you are looking for a good review of what the UK staycations are like, Ryan, and to a degree Dan, did a real, I mean, Dan didn't go on the trip. But
did Dan go with
Dan
them?
was on the episode too. But Ryan gave a real good overview of what the cruise was like and some of the ridiculous prices that things cost, like $15 for 2 coffees.
Well, where else are you going to buy a coffee? You're in the middle of the sea.
Exactly. So would highly recommend checking out their episode. But also, seemingly there's a bunch of drama going on with the trackers as well. And it's just...
More drama with the trackers.
Yeah, they... Oh, what was
they do
this?
now?
They were doing a live stream or something like that. And somebody asked why...
Genie.
No, because someone asked if they were going to the media event of Halloween Horror Nights, and they said no, we weren't invited.
Even Universal doesn't like them now.
But seemingly, because of all the like various problematic things that have come out, and people kind of started a campaign against them and emailed Disney and Universal and was like, you need to stop working with the trackers, they're problematic. So
Disney
they've been kicked
stopped
off
working with
both
them a
PR
while ago.
lists. Yeah.
Oh, excellent! Because I knew Disney had stopped working with them a while ago, and that's why they ended up doing a lot more things at Universal. But now the Universal has stopped as well. I mean, don't go on YouTube and make fun of ethnic minorities and the LGBTQ plus community. It's just, don't do it.
Yep. But they were also asking, they said to people like, oh, if you want to see us at these media events, we can't tell you to reach out to Disney, but if that's content you would like to see from us.
Not from you. You're boring as fuck.
Yeah.
There are so many other content creators that are so much more interesting and actually look like they're enjoying themselves rather than just reading off the blog posts from their phone while they film B-roll.
Yeah.
And also not parenting their child. But anyway, this is not a tracker hating pod, so
no, it's just, here we are. And then just before we go into like the news and stuff, I wanted to give a shout out to the lovely folks on Diz Down Under. They gave us a lovely shout out. Now, what I will say,
I was like, oh, that's us, we swear.
well, what I will say is they said that they questioned whether we would be counted as, initially it was lovely young girls and then it was lovely young women. The query was whether lovely counts because we swear a lot. And I'm like, we're Irish.
I would still count us as lovely though.
We're Irish. That is part of our vernacular. It's just how we speak.
I
it's
think
our
that makes us
punctuation.
lovely.
So I would like to just put that out there. It has no reflection of our moral compass. It is just how we speak.
Yeah, no, I would never be. I would always be happy to be called like a lovely girl, like in that regard.
Yeah.
I mean, lovely woman is great, but sometimes I just think that it sounds weird.
I mean, you say that. I
Until a 65-year-old man says it to you, and you're like, all right.
Anyways.
So is that all the tea?
I think so. I wanted to have a minor rant. Did you have a look at the Halloween collection that went on Shop Disney?
No, because honestly, I was like 24 hours late, and I was like, I don't know if any of this is there anymore. I don't care.
Well, on the European website, we got about 7 things.
Oh God, not this again.
About 7 things. There was a baby grow. There was the spirit jersey, a ridiculously overpriced candle. I think there was a couple plush, and then that Minnie Mouse like witchy dress that they put out every year.
The purple one.
Yeah, bought the spirit jersey. It's tacky as fuck. Very excited for it to arrive. But then I went on to the UK website and they got the mugs, they got the candy dish, they got this year's Mickey Mouse pumpkin tea light holder thing. I already have 2 from the past 2 years. I was not looking for a third, but basically they got all the like nice ceramic-y things as well, but for some reason they won't send them to the European countries, which greatly pissed me off.
I don't understand how they've managed to fuck this up so much.
Don't know. Just put the same stuff on both sides.
Because they're closing every single store that isn't Oxford Street and
Dublin for now.
Grafton Street. What the fuck? I was like, what is that street called? And like they've brought over a lead from a UK store to be a lead in Grafton Street, like, and I'm just like, that's why are you fucking yourself? Why won't you sell more online? I don't understand how, like, there's so many companies that run websites in different countries.
Literally, like, I just don't understand it.
There are literally companies that will help you do it.
Yeah.
It is, funnily enough, e-commerce is big.
Exactly.
Real big.
But also, I copped, I think it was last week, that the shopdisney.com website specifically says now that it will not ship to the UK or Europe.
Great.
And I'm kind of like, what? So, like, beforehand, we've done it. We've ordered from Shop Disney before and got it sent here. We've also used Address Pal. But even then, I think one of the last times I tried to do that and tried to use Address Pal,
it wouldn't let you.
It wouldn't let us because it was a European-based card. So it won't even let you use an address, like, service.
Why is that? You work in this area. Is it legality? Do they have to pay fees?
The only thing I can think of is there was like there's like newer legislation that's come in around like card security, where you have to like verify, and you've probably noticed yourself where you'll have like pop-ups come up or text come through.
I had to change my allowances on my app because I wouldn't send me the pop-ups, and I was like, I want to give these people money.
Yeah, so you'll have noticed a lot more verifications coming up in general, and that's to do with the new legislation. So the only thing I can think of is that businesses don't want to have to deal, because it's only if the card holder is within Europe. I don't know if it's necessarily just the European Union, but I think it's just Europe in general. So that's why I feel like a lot of American companies just don't want to deal with it, because if they don't allow European card holders to make payments, they don't have to worry about this legislation. That's all I can think of. And it's
but I thought it all went through your bank.
Yes, but there is legislation again that's been brought in by the European Union to say that you have to doubly confirm.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
it's just really annoying. Like, I just for a company that's so up in arms at the moment about how they don't have enough money to pay for things.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, you're not letting me give you my money, so I don't really care.
There's also like there's so many people that, as we've just said, can't and won't be able to get over in the next little while, that usually would buy a bunch of Halloween merch that if it was available on Shop Disney UK or EU, they'd probably buy it. Or if you would let them buy it from Shop Disney US, you know what, they may also buy it. But seemingly that is not the case. Ew, there's a moth on me.
Ew.
Gross.
No bueno.
And on that note,
so shall we get on with some news? I mean, there's not much news, but also we've been here for 20 minutes, so I think we'll be okay.
News! Yay!
Let's start with everyone's favourite. It's pin time with Kate. September. We've already missed. Oh, just one of these. That's okay.
Yeah.
So on the 4th, they released these new pocket lanyard things. I actually think these ones are quite cute. There's a genie, an Olaf, and little Pascal, and they're €13 each. Then there was also a Marie pin where she's holding her bow on a musical sheet, and she was €7. And then there's a Lucky Dalmatian pin where he's holding a bowl as if to say, feed me. And he was €7 as well.
Cute.
Then also the Line Birdie pins was Brave, a collection inspired by Enjoy Phoenix.
Very nice.
So they were all Merida. So we have Merida with a bow and arrow as a child for €17. Merida as an adult with a wisp for $16.99. The 3 brothers.
You trying to remember their names?
Yeah.
Hubert, something, and Hamish.
No.
We Googling.
Yeah. Merida. Brother.
Hubert,
names.
Harris, and Hamish.
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 Yeah. Hamish. Yeah. Hubert, Harris, and Hamish. There we go. Hamish. Oh, look, you got me saying it now.
Sorry.
I've lost my pins. Oh no, here they are. So 3 boys as bears for €17, and then a massive jumbo pin for €50. I mean, it's pretty, but I never think those jumbo pins are worth the money.
I just wouldn't know what to do with it.
The only jumbo pin I have is from the 15th anniversary of Tokyo Disney Sea.
Fair.
Because I thought it was pretty cute, and it definitely wasn't €50. It was definitely like worked out at like 20 quid or something. So then on the 11th of September, there's some really cute pins here. So on the 11th of September is a new Big Thunder Mountain logo pin for €10, which I really like.
I like it a lot.
Then there is Dingo Goofy, dressed as a cowboy in Big Thunder Mountain theme for €8. Then there's Tick and Tack in, what do you call those things?
A
like
railway
a mine
car?
cart?
Yeah.
Sat on a pile of gold, holding a little lantern in their little hats, for a tenner. And then there's Stitch in a minecart running away from a big boom, with a little hat full of dynamite is what it is, and he's €10 as well. And then randomly there is a Stitch in pajamas pin for €8, and a Stitch sticking out his tongue for €8.
Right.
Then the exclusive pins, again, World's Best Friends, and surprisingly all of these people are best friends. You've got, so they're all €16. So we have Mickey and Pluto, Pooh and Piglet, Remy and Emile, and Tiana and Charlotte from
Princess
of the Frog. All of my words. And then the 25th of September is Halloween time. So it's pumpkins galore this year. And they're all new pins.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Yeah.
Because for a couple of years there, they just released all the same crap.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Tick and Tack dressed as pirates, carving out a pumpkin. We have Pascal chilling a pumpkin. I don't know why they're suddenly so in on Pascal, but I'm loving it. Marie sitting cute in a pumpkin with the little pumpkin top on her head.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
We have Goofy dressed as a scarecrow with a bunch of crows on him. We've Mickey Mouse dressed up in his Halloween garb carrying pumpkins. We've Sassy Witch Daisy on a broomstick.
I love it.
We've Minnie Mouse dressed up as a cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting choice. Holding Figaro. We've it's Devil Donald.
Yeah.
Again, having some altercation with some pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those bad boys are €8, which I don't think is very bad.
Mm-mm.
Then there's a double pin set of Pluto dressed as a mummy, arguing with the pumpkin. So there's 2 pins. And then there's this really cute one with a pumpkin and then this ghost with Mickey ears that just looks like he's having a great time.
This derpy little ghost.
He's like,
I need it.
And that double pack is also €13. And then there is a booster pack, which is 4 pins. So there's a classic pumpkin. There is a castle made of pumpkins. Then there is Tick and Tack separately. One holding a pumpkin and one inside of a pumpkin. And that's €20. Again, I think the booster packs are always great value. Like €20 for 4 pins, I think is really good.
Really good.
Then there's one of those pocket lanyards that is like an elongated pumpkin. I love this purely for the lanyard bit. I don't
so
really
cute.
care for the little pocket things.
The little bats.
But like €13 for a lanyard. Again, Disney prices. That's fine. And then there's an autumnal pin.
I think it's just autumn.
And it's Cruella de Vil. And it just says autumn 2021. And it's €16.
So
she's having a time with the wind and an umbrella.
Yeah. So our friend Sandy is going. I feel like we mention Sandy on every episode. I feel like Sandy has become Sam. And
When's she going?
I don't know
I
exactly.
don't need a date, just a general time period.
I think it's the last week of September. But
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the Marie, the Minnie, the Daisy, and the 2 double packs, and maybe the lanyard. I
would really like the Pascal, any of the Big Thunder Mountain pins.
Oh yeah, they're all so cute.
The Tick and Tack, that double pack with the ghost.
Just this derpy little face.
I probably don't need the booster pack. Probably just the Pascal, the double pack, and what I really want is that Big Thunder Mountain logo pin or the Tick and Tack one.
So basically, Sandy, when we see you at the weekend, you're just going to need to take orders and we'll just revolute you the money there and then.
Yeah, like literally, when you see them, I'll throw it over because just let me know. It's no problem. So yeah, that's the September pins for Disneyland Paris.
Yay!
Woo-hoo.
And just since we mentioned Halloween, the lovely little fiends.
Halloween, everybody.
It's just. Oh. So the lovely fiends over at DLP Report have been noticing that over in Frontierland around Cowboy Cookout, the fave pumpkins and the little pumpkin photo frame and everything is just popping back up, and it makes me so happy. They throw out the same decorations every goddamn year. I don't mind in the slightest because I love them all.
I think this year, I actually forgot to link it, but there's like these new like stuffed skeleton things that they're putting up.
Nice.
Oh, here they are. 1 second. I'll send it. Oh no, that's the wallpaper. Don't want that. I'll get onto the wallpaper.
Not in a minute.
Here, sorry, I'll send this one to you. They are like new kind of like scarecrow pumpkin things. I've never seen them before.
They are horrifying.
Yeah, right?
Oh. They're in a paisley shirt.
Yeah, they look like, it looks like, do you remember the trick or treat walkthrough in Halloween Horror Nights a couple of years ago?
Yes.
It looks like that.
Yeah, they kind of look like, if you've seen the movie Trick or Treat, they look like This Is Sam's parents.
Also, I'd just like to mention, I've never seen Trick or Treat. I've seen the walkthrough.
Do you know what? I actually don't think it would scare you.
No?
No, it's a real kind of like, you'd watch it as a teenager on like a sleepover. Like, it's not slashery.
Oh, okay.
It's actually quite cute.
Did you see the last one? He's like smashing a pumpkin.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh.
It's exciting that they're adding new ones, I think.
Yeah, it makes me so happy. Like, yes, the little wreaths going down Main Street in Magic Kingdom are beautiful. I'm obsessed with them. But I just think the DLP decorations are just another level.
I think them adding the stuff to Frontierland is one of the best decisions they've made from a
theming standpoint.
Theming standpoint. That's the one.
Big fan.
Jesus, what interesting thing will I talk about next? Probably the thing that everyone's really excited about. The standby pass has been suspended at Disneyland Paris. The standby queue management system was never really popular with guests. From reading the comments on this, people only ever had to use it for Crush's Coaster. Yeah. And what would happen was people would get there, find out they had to do a standby pass. Instead of getting a standby pass, would just wait outside Crush's Coaster until there was no longer a standby pass and then get in the queue. Because that was usually quicker than getting a standby time.
I won't lie, I never fully paid attention to standby pass because I kind of hoped this would happen because it seemed overly complicated and that it wouldn't work in DLP. So I was like, I'm not going to pay attention until closer to my trip and if this is still a thing.
It's so complicated. Like, you have to get to the queue, realise the queue is full, get a return time, but get a return time to then come and queue in the full queue.
Yeah.
Like, what a nonsense system.
Yeah,
like,
wild.
I hope whoever thought of this gets reprimanded now that it's not working. Because what an awful decision to make.
Yeah. It's just overly complicated.
Yeah.
But something that is not overly complicated and that everyone seems to be a big ol' fan. So we've had some more announcements come about the Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary. And we've had the logo for it. And the logo is hella cute.
It is one of the best things, I think, that has come out of Disneyland Paris in a while.
Now, what I will say, and I'm going to try find the picture. So the dads were having a grand old natter about it the other day. Obviously. When it got released. And Chris made a very valid point where basically they've taken the DVC logo for the 30th, I don't know, and just changed it slightly. Am I going to I might be quicker find this on my phone. But do you want to go through some of the details of it whilst I try to find this picture to show you?
The 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes, so are you ready to be part of a once-in-a-lifetime anniversary celebration? After 30 years of dreams, the magic of Disneyland Paris will ignite like never before. Don't miss out on festivities from 6th of March 2022. And you know it's a big deal because there's a little piece written on it on Disney Parks blog, and Disneyland Paris never gets on there.
No.
Now I have to say it's not that exciting, but on April 12th, 1992, Disneyland Paris officially welcomed guests for the first time. Blah, blah, blah. With a major milestone approaching in just 6 months, guests can anticipate more magic on the horizon as Disneyland Paris kicks off the 30th anniversary on March 6, 2022. This once-in-a-lifetime celebration of the resort's enchanting past and exciting future will invite guests to enter a shining new era where they will dream bigger, laugh louder, and smile wider. Creating a festive atmosphere, Disneyland Paris' 30th anniversary will feature a host of special experiences across Disneyland Park, Walt Disney Studios Park, and the entire resort. Disneyland Paris cast members will be at the heart of the celebration, delivering the resort's signature service and exceeding guest expectations each day by going above and beyond to make every visit special.
That DLP signature service.
Ooh. Look out for more details on Disneyland Paris' 30th anniversary coming your way soon. So yeah, they've actually not really mentioned anything, but I swear to God, if there's not fireworks, I'm going to lose my goddamn fucking mind.
So I found the logo.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
similar.
So it's the 30 magical years of DVC. It's a very, very similar logo. However, they
really
have
care.
upped it, and it's so much nicer than the 50th logo.
Yeah, it is.
50th logo can get in the bin. The DLP
But I
logo
also
is beautiful.
think it suits DLP quite well because
Yeah.
DLP have never been like a, ooh, wow, look at us, aren't we amazing? Like, boom, boom, bow, like kind of park.
Yeah.
They've always been like the cooler cousin.
And the prettier
In that regard.
one.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that the fact that the logo is quite sleek,
Yeah.
like, suits them quite well. It's basically, for anyone, we haven't actually explained it, it's basically a 3 and a 0, but the 0 is really tiny on like the butt of the 3, and so if you turn it to the side it looks like a Mickey Mouse head.
Yeah, it's super
But I think
cute.
it's really clever.
I love it.
So yeah, I'm excited that they've released like stuff about it, and the fact that it's starting in March means I'll still probably be able to go in 2023, because I'm probably not going to go in 2022 if we end up, well, this is the thing, if we don't end up going to Florida, we're probably going to go to DLP and stay in the Marble Hotel
Fair.
instead. Which I guess we might as well just wait until sometime
Yeah.
in like even late March would do, like.
Yeah, because
but if we're gonna do it, might as well wait.
yeah, because so I assumed they weren't going to start the 30th until the 12th of April, or
April.
at least the start of April. So I actually come home from Disneyland Paris 3 days before. But the only thing is, a lot of the decorations will be up. A lot of the
Yeah.
merch will be up, and they might be doing soft openings for some of the things that they're doing for it. So it'll be fine.
I think you'll definitely see the decorations at a minimum.
Yeah.
And there'll probably be some merch because they're not very good at their own merchandising.
This is very true.
Like control, so wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, that's the 30th anniversary of DLP. Let's hope and pray for new fireworks and illuminations can get in the bin.
Absolutely. The fact that they've mentioned dreams in it makes me somewhat hopeful, but we'll see.
Dreams! But then they're like, dream bigger. I'm like, yes, dream bigger than illuminations.
Yes, very much so. So Disneyland Paris has updated its mask policy, which I'm quite excited about.
I don't mind it.
No, not at all. So at the minute in DLP, you wear a mask everywhere. Every goddamn place. If you can't wear a mask, you don't go to the park, because Disneyland Paris, unlike the American parks,
End of
they don't
story.
give a fuck. So they've updated it now that guests can temporarily take their masks off when taking a photo at a designated outdoor selfie spot location, or when an official Disney PhotoPass photographer is present outdoors. I don't have an issue with this in any way,
Nope.
shape, or form. I think
it's absolutely fine.
I think it's a good move. Like, the bulk of people that are going, you have to show that you have either had COVID and have recovered from it, or you have to show that you're vaccinated to be able to get into the village, let alone even to get into the parks. So everybody going shouldn't be too much of a threat to you. So
No.
if you're able to take photos outside, I don't have an issue with this, and I'm quite excited about it.
Yeah, I think there's absolutely no problem with it. I think it's also great that, like, you're making such an effort to go and comply with all of their rules. Mm-hmm. The fact that you can now get cute photos with your mask off,
Yeah.
that's fine. Like, there's still like loads of things set in place. It's like, to take your selfie, stand on the green circle, remove your mask. You can only remove your mask while you're on the green circle. Yeah. Once you're done, the mask is straight back on. There's no messing around. Mm-hmm. Even if, I'd say, like, you know, like the Marvel one where you move from character to character, put your mask back on, no messing about. Like, we're talking 30 seconds most. My favourite thing, it's like, respect physical distance of at least 2 meters with the character. Hugs, kisses, and autographs cannot be allowed at the moment. Who was kissing characters?
I'm pretty sure there are pictures of us fake kissing Mickey Mouse.
Oh, like that.
Yeah. I don't think they mean, like, bloody smooching them.
But
I mean,
I just-
some people
I
maybe
just-
do, but...
I just thought it was so funny to see, like, kisses in there. I was like, oh. But even at that, I still don't think I ever touched them.
No, God, no, absolutely not. That's weird.
That would have been nice.
I do think it's interesting that you will only get the photos if you do have PhotoPass, because they will not take pictures on your phone for you.
True.
Now,
Well, I don't know. I guess if there's someone present, but if someone else takes the picture.
Yeah.
It's just regulation. It's just regulating, I think, really.
I mean, I can say I don't have an issue with it. One, I was happy to take whatever photos with a mask on. I never had an issue with that. I've booked 2 trips anticipating that was probably going to be the case. But also, I have my free yearly photo pass with my annual pass, so it doesn't make a difference to me anyway. So
No.
it's fine.
Okay. Then something which I personally think is both fantastic and awful. Since they're updoing the Disneyland Paris Hotel, they've just decided to start selling everything like a weird garage sale.
This annual pass store.
Oh, it's weird in itself.
Wild.
Considering they first opened it with nothing special in it, that it was just, here's all the other shit that's in the parks, but you can only buy them in this shop if you have an annual pass. So they've just started selling all the crockery and back-ordered wallpaper from the Disneyland Paris Hotel. You can buy a full roll of that weird cream beige wallpaper for €30. People are pretty excited that it's only €30. They thought it was going to be more. They thought they'd charge like 60 or 90.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but think about it. This is Disneyland Paris we're talking about. This isn't Disney World or Disneyland.
Now, do you know, if it were me, and if I was bothered, which I would never be bothered, but if I was bothered, and I was an annual pass holder that could go right now, I would buy a roll of it, and I would get a bunch of cheap frames from IKEA, and I would cut out the size and sell it as prints.
Actually, I'd more likely put a print up than I would them wallpaper a whole wall. Yeah. Oh, but you could do you know what you could do? You could stencil something and get those little microplane scalpels, and you could stencil something like a silhouette or something. Yeah. And just put a black on the background.
Right.
That would be cute. So yeah, you can get a plate for the low price of €20, a tray for 40, a salad bowl for 40, a creamer pitcher for 15.
There you go.
Teapots, 30, €40. I mean, see, even a teapot. I wouldn't mind a Disneyland Paris Hotel teapot. That sounds kind of cute.
Yeah. I mean,
the crockery isn't ugly. There's the Fantasia things with the music on the outside. They're cute.
That's real cute.
If you were in the market, I'd go for it. Mm-hmm. That's my say on it.
Big same. They have gradually started to unveil the castle. And lads, she's beautiful.
So pretty. She looks the same colour as the sky.
We have long since said the DLP castle just hits different. She is beautiful. And I'm just so excited to get to see it without the tarp. I don't care if the tarp, and the tarp probably will still be there for my first trip. Don't have an issue. I actually quite like the idea of getting stupid pictures with the tarp. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But I'm so excited to see this castle when it's done.
Yeah, I really don't mind. I probably won't go when the tarp's still up there just because how my future trips are. Yeah. But I wouldn't care either because in the long run, it doesn't. In the long run, we get a really fucking beautiful castle again.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful, so pretty,
and not this poor old gal that's fallen apart at every twist and turn. And then the last thing from DLP is basically they've got renovation walls everywhere. The only one I put in today was the carousel for the Halloweeny stuff, the vines and everything. But they've got a repaving project going on there as well. But there is so much revamping, repaving, repainting. There is so much going on at DLP at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that they're doing so much in anticipation for the 30th. Because it seems like they really care.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't care because they still have their pay-to-play fast-pass system, but
yeah.
But it's for the aesthetics of the park, it's looking good.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving over stateside, but still keeping DLP ish. So they've been doing annual pass holder previews for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in the French Pavilion in Epcot. and it's had some mixed reviews, but
It breaks down a lot.
I think, the one in Paris breaks down an awful lot as well, but I think Disney pitched this wrong. Disney were making out like this was going to be Rise the Resistance 2.0, and it's not. It's a slightly elevated dark ride, which there is nothing wrong with a Disney dark ride. But it's also,
people seemed, even though they said it would be, people seemed not to believe that it was the exact same ride that's in Paris.
Yeah. Oh.
It's the exact same ride.
Oh, no. Now, I have never gone through the standby line in the Paris one, but there is an additional room in the queue that isn't in the Paris one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because they need a longer queue because they're a bigger capacity park.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just...
I heard people complaining that there was too much French and they couldn't understand what was happening.
Don't ever go to DLP, folks.
But I think all they say is like bonjour.
Yeah. Although I watched a vlog of people going through it, and that bit where you're in the queue and Gusteau is talking to you, that was pretty much all in French.
I see no problem with that.
Neither
but I guess I don't know.
But
like you're meant to be in Paris.
But the top comment on the article on Disney Parks blog is from someone called Raymond, and the first sentence says, "Thank you for not making us travel to France to ride this." So yeah. I mean, I enjoy Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. We've said on this many a time. Neither of us really go through the standby queue. Quite happy to get single rider. Quite happy to get a fast pass. But that's a different kettle of fish.
The only thing I'm salty about is the absolute volume of merchandise that they made for this fucking ride.
Have you seen the hat?
Whereas if you go to Disneyland Paris, all you can get is a cookbook in French or a white chef's hat with Remy on it. That is it.
But have you seen the hat?
No, I've seen the little Remy that crawls up your chest.
Kate, there is a chef's hat and it lights up and there's like a projection of a Remy in the hat.
Remy in it.
And then there's a button you press and then the hat opens and a little Remy pops out. It's great. It's like $40, but it's adorable.
I just don't understand. Like, I know, like, America is just a different ball game, and the people that go to Disney World have a lot more money than people that go to DLP. But, like, the Ratatouille ride has a separate gift shop, and all that's in it is the shitty Paris merch and the sweets. And I'm like, look how this...
If you're going to be making the merch anyways, ship some of it over to DLP.
The thing where you put the magnet under your shirt and Remy and Emile crawl up it, and you get a little block of cheese, and you can control it with them.
Very cute.
Like, and there's little, like, kids' play sets where you can be a chef, and there's, like, plastic things that are stuck with Velcro, and you can chop them up. Like, so simple, and they're, like, $20. That's like 15 quid. That's easily something to pick up in DLP.
It's very cute.
The merchandise situation just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Every time.
And,
like,
speaking of things that piss us off every time, whilst in Paris we have Bistro Chez Remy, and I highly enjoy Bistro Chez Remy, and most of the time there is a crepe stand. The crepe place that has opened in Disney World along with it looks delightful.
Yeah,
the food looks real good.
Again, it's the whole thing of Americans being like, "Oh my god, a crepe! What a novelty!" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. The thing that piqued my interest the most, and I feel like makes me sound vaguely like an alcoholic, they have a cider, and I wonder if it's a similar cider to the one we get in DLP, because that
cider is delicious.
Ooshy crisp, ooshy tasty.
Like, it's a really nice cider. It's not sweet. It's not too sweet or sickly. Like, it's a nice rounded cider.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
We don't get locked on it because it's so expensive. Like, you know, you've got like a small little glass. It's just a little taster. So an aperitif. But yeah, that is some good cider now, to be honest.
But yeah.
And then I think the last piece of news is, and actually had me thinking in my head, the medal reveal for the Run Disney Marathon weekend of 2022, which that's when I'm going to be there. They've released all the medals, and they're so cute. I was like, I wonder if there's any spaces left.
Oh my god!
I could get one. Obviously, because the only one I want is the actual marathon, and I'm not running the marathon, so that's not happening. But they're so cute.
I love the Oswald one.
Now, they are quite iridescent, but I think that works on a metal.
100%.
Because it's metal. So, I'll just run through them quite quickly. There is the Walt Disney World 5K, and it's Pluto. He's looking delighted with himself. There's the Walt Disney World 10K. It's got Oswald on it. It's just so cute. So, watch Oswald hop along as he slides from left to right on the medal.
That's cute.
Then there's the half marathon, which is one of those spinny things in the middle. And it says 25 years of running, so I assume it's the 25th anniversary of the half marathon. It's got Daisy on one side and Donald on the other. Then for the full marathon, you've got the same idea, but Mickey on one side and Minnie on the other. Then for the Goofy Challenge, which is if you do the half and full marathon, you get to do the Goofy race and the half challenge, and you get the Goofy medal, and it's Goofy holding 2 medals because you earn the 2 medals before you can earn this one. And then there's the Dopey Challenge, which is runners who make their way through all 4 races and 48.6 miles can join Dopey and earn some serious bling during the Dopey Challenge. And it's Dopey. It's really cute. It's Dopey holding 4 medals, and then he's got 2 medals on his eyes in replace of the little gems that are in the ride.
Yeah,
and I think that's quite cute. And I always love that it's called the Dopey Challenge
because you have to be
fucking dopey to do that.
Have to be a bloody Lula.
So yeah, the medals are actually quite cute. And people seem very excited about them, and they are very iridescent, but they're nice.
The only other thing that I wanted to briefly mention, but we don't have to go into it, is they announced the Walt Disney World annual passes, and people
I completely forgot about that.
But lost their minds. So
they took away everything.
Yeah. So there's 4 passes available. There's the Pixie Dust pass, which basically you can't go any day other than maybe a Tuesday if you blink twice and hop on one foot. And that's $399 plus tax. There's the Pirate Pass that you might get to go occasionally, potentially, who knows. That's $699 plus tax.
As long as you can get a reservation.
Yeah. You can get 3 reservations with the Pixie Dust one and 4 reservations at a time with the Pirate Pass. These are only available to Florida residents. Nobody else. Then you've got the Sorcerer's Pass, which is $8.99, and I think you can go. I think the only blackout dates are like spring break and maybe like the 2 weeks of Christmas. It's most of the time you can go. And this is only available to Florida residents or DVC members.
Isn't that awful?
So if you are not a Florida resident and if you are not a DVC member, the only pass you can get is the Incredipass, which will cost you $1,300 plus tax. Now, you don't have any blackout dates, but you can only hold 5 park reservations at a time. You do not get your water parks included in that, and you do not get your annual photo pass included in that.
Like,
wild.
Why would you? If you can only hold 5 park reservations at a time. So, like, all those, like, there's a couple of British vloggers that I used to watch. I guess not anymore because they don't go anywhere. But, they would have annual passes and they would come over maybe 2 or 3 times a year and just stay in a villa because it worked out pretty cheap. But if you can only hold 5 reservations, you're not going to be coming that long. Because obviously once your 5 reservations are up, you can obviously get another 5. But that doesn't work if you have to come for 2 weeks and your second week is already booked out.
Because can you imagine the stress of, and you mentioned it last week when you were talking about Disney Genie and the fact that you're just going to get it, you're just going to pay for it for the 2 weeks because it's less stressful than having to do it every day. So the way the reservations work is that you have your 5 reservations. Once you've gone into the park on day 1, you can then book your day 6 and then so on and so forth. So you can consistently have 5. You just have to like shift the 5 along as you use them. But that means if you're there for a 2-week trip, which
every day you're like, shit, where can we go?
You're having to be like, where can I get a reservation for? Now, don't get me wrong. And I don't think, unless you are going to Disney World multiple times a year, I don't know very many people from this side of the world that do opt for annual passes, because you get such good ticket deals that it often doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But
Yeah.
like, if you live on the border of any of the states around Florida and the only pass available to you is $1,300 and you can't do monthly payments, you can only do monthly payments if you are a Florida resident. So you have to pay $1,300 up front. And that's $1,300 regardless of how old you are. So like, I was watching the trackers talking about this, and Tim was like, so it's $1,300 for me.
When
it's
the baby... Oh, yeah.
$1,300 for Jen. Once Jackson is over the age of 3, it will be $1,300 for their toddler to be able to go to Disney.
I mean, I don't really care about them in particular. But like, for a regular family, that's awful.
Outrageous.
I just... Again, it's a thing of... It's getting pretty blatantly clear that it's not an issue of Disney wanting more money. It's an issue of Disney wanting the middle class out of the parks.
Oh, yeah. They want a different caliber of guest.
Yeah, than what's currently there.
Yeah.
And not to... sing an old tune, I don't know, repeat what everyone else is saying, but like, this isn't why Walt made the parks.
No.
This isn't what he was thinking. I know he wasn't the greatest man in the world, but he definitely wasn't thinking this.
Yeah. I was watching Pete from the Diz speaking about this, and he was like, I have said it for years. He was like, Disney and the Disney parks is not a halfway house. It is not your God-given right to be able to go to the parks just because you love Disney. He was like,
no,
it is a premium product. But he was like, it has always been a premium product. And he was like, it is now getting to the upper echelons where it is literally only the 1% elite that can actually afford to go. Yeah, and that's when it gets unsustainable.
Yeah, I have no problem with it always being a premium product, because it is. At the end of the day, it's a special experience. Yeah. And if you are middle class, it is a very special thing that you've saved for, blah blah blah, which is fine. But if you make it unattainable, it's just not like it's impossible. And then I think you have a right to be like a bit pissed.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, they've taken away the fact that you get water parks included and that you have your photo pass included. You can add those on for $100 each. So you can add on water parks for an additional $100, and you can add on photo pass for an additional $100.
Oh, but you still can't add on Genie.
No, they're not doing an annual rate for it.
No, you still have to buy Genie on the day.
Yeah, which is wild.
On the day by day. Again, which is just like assuming that you have this money to spare every couple of times you go to the park.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Disney. I wonder, will it come back to bite them? Or will people just deal with it?
Honestly, I don't know. I
can't actually tell, because it could just be a thing of Disney don't care, because instead of people coming every year, they only come every 3 years.
Yeah, and I think the next couple years isn't going to be very reflective of whether this is going to bite them in the arse or not, because it's a lot of people haven't been able to go anywhere and haven't been able to do the trips that they would traditionally do. So people will have put money aside and will be like, we haven't been able to go to Disney in 2, maybe 3 years. We're going to pay the extra and we're going to have the trip that we haven't been able to have in the last 3 years. So I don't know if I don't know if this will bite them in the arse, because the 50th, they're going to be busy for that with people going in for it. And then once the travel bans and stuff are lifted, probably 2022, when they can start having Europeans and British people over, chances are they're going to be pretty busy for most of 2022 and into 2023, as they probably extend the 50th, let's call a spade a spade. And then they'll open Tron, and then they'll open Guardians, and I don't know. I feel like they've planned this out in such a way that if it does bite them in the arse, it won't be for quite a while.
Yeah, very true.
Which makes me feel a bit sick. But anyways.
Very true. So yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, we have a segment this week.
Oh yeah, shit.
It's gonna be quick.
You're gonna have to go first.
That's fine. So we have a message from the lovely Neve. Neve is going to Paris, and whilst she's in Paris, she's gonna take a little train and zip her way on out to DLP for the day. And she asked if we had any tips or tricks for what to do if we were there for a day. Now, I feel like any of the tips we would have for DLP, we have spoken about at length, so I don't think... Plus, also, we haven't been to the parks
during COVID.
Any of the COVID times, so I don't feel like we can overly help with that. If you want to go back and listen to the episode we did with Sandy when she went in October last year, but even then, the restrictions are very different now. So basically what we turned that suggestion into was, if we were going to the parks for a day in the current situation, what are the top 3 things we would do? Is where we've gone with this.
Yes.
So my first thing was, I would make sure, and it would be my number 1 priority, to do my favourite rides. And I've put in brackets here Phantom Manor and Pirates of the Caribbean. Nothing else would matter to me other than getting on Phantom Manor and Pirates of the Caribbean. I would wait an hour each. I would wait longer than an hour each. But I could not go to DLP for a day after not being there for so long and not go on either of those. So whatever your favourite rides are, prioritise them and get them done, because that's what will fill your heart with joy. My number 2 is to go on a roller coaster, because every so often I just get this overwhelming feeling where I'm like, I want to be on a mountain, and I don't mean just like a regular mountain. I want to be on Space Mountain, I want to be on Thunder Mountain, I want to be on one of them, and just that feeling of being on a roller coaster. There's nothing else you can really do other than being on a roller coaster that you can get.
We should go to Tato Park.
We should go to Tato Park.
Go Cuchulainn. That's the closest we got.
This is the closest we got. But yeah, either Space or Thunder. I wouldn't be fussy. Ideal scenario, both. But go on a coaster. And then the other thing would be, honestly, just to soak up Main Street and probably cry. Like, I have warned Adam that I have little doubt that the second I set foot into that park and see the castle and hear that Main Street music, I'm gonna bawl my eyes crying.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to sit on Main Street. I want to go into the little bakery. I want to get a little snacky snack. I want to sit on Main Street and just sob. That's all I want.
Yeah. Same.
So they're my 3 things.
Literally, as you were saying, I think mine are pretty fucking similar. Like, I think Main Street and just Fantasyland and that area around Pirates of the Caribbean, not the Skull Rock bit, because I think that bit's a bit boring, but like down by Pirates of the Caribbean and in Frontierland, and just the things that are quintessentially DLP that aren't Walt Disney World. Like, they're very special to DLP. Like, just getting to walk down the streets again and getting to see the castle. I know you won't get to see the castle, but like the tippy spire of the castle. Yeah. Or like even walking down to the right that brings you round to Small World. Just like those bits, like, or walking back to the little boats. Just like the little small bits that just make DLP and make them so, like, just quintessentially cute. Yeah. And then also definitely prioritize, if you're only there for a day, maybe prioritize 1 or 2 of your tip-top favorite rides, and make sure you get on them. Like, if I could only go for a day, I'd obviously maybe loop Tower of Terror 3 times just to get it all in there, because I remember the last time we were there, I knew I wasn't going back for a while, so I think I did Tower of Terror about 8 times the entire trip. Just to get them all in, like, stacked up. Do you know what I'd also try and do, like, make an effort to do, is get to maybe 1 or 2 selfie spots, just to see the characters and try and have some kind of interaction with them, because it sounds so stupid as an adult, but like, sometimes having an interaction with a character can really make your day. And depending on how the character's day is going, you actually properly interacting with them can make their day as well. And I'd say it's a pretty weird time for them too.
Definitely.
Because everything they've been taught they can't do. So
Yes.
I'd say that would be my only differing one, is try and make an effort to maybe go to 1 or 2 selfie spots with a character. To maybe try and at least feel kind of normal-ish.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, there's no like food I'd pick out. Oh, I definitely get strawberries on a stick if that's there.
Yeah.
Just for
Out in the village.
Just for old time's sake, some €5 strawberries, like.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I forgot about the strawberries on a stick. Oh
Yeah.
I love them.
But yeah, that's what I'd prioritize.
Yeah. So
Oh, easy.
if anyone else is going to be there at the very start of December and you see me crying on Main Street, just leave me be. I'm fine.
Just leave her. She's okay.
They ain't sad tears. They're happy tears. I promise you.
So yeah, I think actually that is it. That's everything.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening. If you guys want to hit us up, it's at Mickey Waffles Pod on Instagram. It's at Mickey Waffle Pod on Twitter.
Yes.
I say that. I don't think I've looked at the Instagram for the past couple of months.
No,
but
it's social. I mean, you're better off reaching out to us on our own social medias. They're always linked in the show notes.
yeah, to be honest, I already sorry. But yeah, if you, let us know. Are you going somewhere? What do you think? Do you want? Let's start making bets. Am I going to be in Disney World in January? Yes or no?
Oh, I don't know if I want to start doing those bets.
I'll ring Paddy Power. I'll set up a billing.
Nice. If you are listening on an Apple device, or if your podcast listening app of choice lets you leave reviews, please do. Or if you know somebody else that is a big Disney fan, suggest us to them, because that would be very nice and we very much appreciate it.
Yes,
But
please,
yeah,
please.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, other than that, have a safe 2 weeks. We'll see you at the end of September, pretty much. October. Have a safe 2 weeks. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.